So today, let's start the journey. I'm not afraid of the storm, for I'm learning how to sail my ship in it. These words by L.M. Alcott truly reminds us of what it means to go against the grain. In today's world, we live in a society which often pushes us to predictable paths and safe harbors. But true heroism is found only at the heart of uncertainty. 8 years navigating the world's ocean, battling raging fires, and commanding teams in the middle of the ocean. Also, facing many challenges. I have faced numerous challenges across all these years that would make most people's blood run cold. You see, in the end, you don't need a uniform to be a hero. But what it takes to be a hero is through courage and resilience to push one's own boundaries in their day to day life. At the same time, this reminds me of a famous quote from Nelson Mandela. Do not judge me by my successes, but judge me by how many times I fell down and got up back again. Yes, it is this extraordinary spirit of perseverance that leads us ahead and makes you a hero. Now, let us compare both the worlds of the medical professional and that of a ship. Both the worlds require split second decision making, resourcefulness with limited tools, and extreme resilience. What are the shared realities of both the professions? First one is, of course, when you see a doctor in a 24-hour shift, when he's operating on a patient, his resources are stretched thin, his body is craving for sleep, and at times he or she has to manage with limited tools. Similarly, out at sea, we do not have the perfect environment. At times, we run out of supply for food, fuel, but at the same time, we have to improvise something instantly, which makes us going till the next port or the nearest help. Now, there are a few key motivation pillars. First one is, of course, limited resources. You won't always have the perfect lab results or the fastest performing equipments. But true excellence is to do your best with what you have. Also, there goes a saying of navigating the storm. While at sea, many a times I have come across storms. Not me alone, but the whole team. While navigating a storm, just remember that a storm doesn't last forever. But your reaction to it determines the ship's safety. And of course, the ship's staff safety. Similarly, fatigue burnout and complex cases in cases of doctors or a medical student, these are the storms. You navigate it and conquer it. There are a few challenges as well. Well, the most important one is the sleep deprivation and the long term toll it takes on your physical and mental well being. Also, the long term burden of isolation during prolonged shifts. You see, in their day to day life, this becomes very common for medical professionals. Similarly, on board ship also, there have been times when, due to any breakdown or any failure of engine or any machinery, we have to work cross 24, at times 48 hours as well, without any sleep, just on food. There's also the challenge of strong and clear communication, which plays a very vital role in taking crucial decisions and while managing crisis. Each and every member's role within a team is very vital when you are especially in the operation theater. Also, I would like to state a very interesting fact. On board ship, we do not have any doctor. I mean, as per the International Maritime Organization, the rule book says that a minimum of 100 passengers, then only there's a mandate of having a doctor on board. Well, 80% of the time I have sailed on cargo ships which was not having a doctor. And what we have on board is a 2 weeks trained personnel who is like a member of our team only. And he gives you injections and he provides you with medicines as per a specific list. I'm sure any one of you sitting over here won't ever like to get injected from a 2 weeks trained professional. But that's the best possibility we have on board. So we have to manage with that. And also, I can recall from my good old training days 8 years back when I was baby stepping into the world of merchant navy. It was my first ship, and there was a small accident that happened. I got my right hand thumb finger fractured, and due to this, I had to sail for straight 4 days till the arrival of the next port. Now, on board, we only had the basic paracetamol tablets there. I was not even conscious of the fact that I was having a fracture, and I got it confirmed only when arrival of the next port at USA. I went to the doctor, and the X-ray was being done, and then I came to know, oh, it's a fracture. Of course, the pain was unbearable, but I had to manage with that. Another such incident which I can recall is one of my colleague from the last year during my voyage. One of my colleague was having appendicitis problem, and we were at sailing. Like it was a long voyage, about 20 days voyage. So somewhere close to the arrival, still about 2 days of the voyage was remaining. And one night he was suffering from tremendous pain. So everyone over here, all the medical students are well aware of how appendicitis pain can hamper you. So there was no other option than we had to call for the air support, and he was airlifted and taken to the nearest port for the operation. Well, you see, these small instances change you and gives you experience. I can also relate a very sixth sense or clinical intuition, which plays a very important role in both the profession. When on board a ship, an experienced engineer walks in, he can feel the hum of the machinery or the vibration beneath his feet and straight away come to know that something is slightly off. This is something which goes beyond books or beyond data. This is developed from deep experience. Similarly, for a doctor, especially for an experienced doctor, when he is walking past a patient, he can observe the change in breathing patterns or any change in their demeanor. And right away come to know that something is slightly off. So he can take action even before something shows up in the screen of the monitor. And he has to improvise something even before the actual scenario shows up. Well, these are the things that makes you a hero And 8 years at sea, I have learned one thing, that in the end, you have to push your boundary and you have to take your courage to the next level. And you have to build up on your resilience. That is what makes you a real hero. Of course, you don't need the white coat always to be a hero. You are already a hero in those silent moments of empathy and the grit of late night study. Now we have come to the closing part of the chapter. That is the hidden capability. Every one of you sitting over here can realize their hidden capability within you. I found myself in the middle of the ocean and during a pirate attack, which I faced long back. You are finding yours within the halls of this hospital, saving a life every second. Keep sailing. Because, just remember, because when the storm gets tough, your resilience is your strongest anchor. Thank you.